You're the reason I can't get out of my head. I just can't stop thinking about you. 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 I just can't stop thinking about you.
Head underwater, falling back into you. I thought we'd be smarter, I got nothing left to lose. You said you fall with me, no matter how far it goes. Down deep and under, we're stuck in this pattern, but I need you close. All I ever wanted was for you to prove me wrong. You're changing our colors again and again. I could never let you go. Something about you feels so different, makes me wanna risk it. Every time I look at you, you pull me back into your river. Swim a little deeper, I don't need to breathe with my head underwater. Not sure I really care. We're all of our demons, if they ever disappear, I will forgive you if you're forgiven me. We're stuck in this pattern, but I need you close. All I ever wanted was for you to prove me wrong. You're changing our colors again and again. I could never let you go. Something about you feels so different, makes me wanna risk it. Every time I look at you, you pull me back into your river. Swim a little deeper, I don't need to breathe with my head underwater.
Working hard out there, honey's got to get a few breaks.
He won't the glory. Up getting hammer, score, throw in, Dowell with the winning goal. Colony wins.
All right, folks, the final game of our stream coverage on Field 1 for the 2025 Australian Ultimate Championships. Division 1 here at West Beach in Adelaide. Wildcats from Wellington, of all things, not the only New Zealand import for this tournament. My name is Blair Monroe. I'm here from New Zealand as well, not just because of Wellington Wildcats, but they are facing off against Newcastle's I-Beam. I'm joined in the booth.
I am a Jaeger. I'm a local.
Phenomenal. It's what you need, right? A little bit of everything. Some local knowledge, some international flavour, honestly. And what a smorgasbord we have here. Ultimate, the very best sport in the whole entire world. We've got the Wellington Wildcats on your screen at the moment doing some initial post-activation potentiation, trying to prime themselves really well for the upcoming game. Some familiar faces to those who watched ULTI.TV's coverage of the Division 1 championships only a few weeks ago. Jack Keddy, Lockie Robertson, Nicholas Whitlock, Peter Hubin, Josh Van Bergen, Mance, Riley Van Turnhout, and a few more pickup players that they've taken from the team that they defeated in the final match, the Otakaro Punters. We see Babcock O'Neill, Sawyer Blair, and a few others who have come across to put in a Wellington Wildcats side for the Division 1 Australian Ultimate Championships. An I-Beam on your screen at the moment, playing out of the green kit. Winchester, Doherty, Prosser, the captain, Lavis, Stoddard, Osborne, Keeley, Hayes, Merck, Friendo, and others. We're going to see the disc come up. Nice early pull. Fielded by Whitlock. To McKenzie. To Blair, near sideline. Swings back the other way. Fitzpatrick. Chip shot through. McKenzie cutting across the front of the disc. Hogg pushing into the deep space. Opening out an opportunity for Fitzpatrick to send it deep. Looking for Ollie Taylor, and an early score. Wellington Wildcats go up by 1.
That was huge. Big throw. Lots of movement through that handler space and just able to get that one off. Perfect. Perfect there.
Absolutely. I mean, conditions have been pretty up and down. We've had a little bit of wind, a lot of crosswind, predominantly more so than the up and down. One of the things that has been brought to our attention is the fact that we've got a couple of players like Tom Regacki for Hot Chili, regarded as some of the best throwers in wind in the world, certainly in Australia. But keep in mind, Wellington is the windiest city in the world by average wind speed. So considering that a lot of these Wellington Wildcats players, that's where they've come up, that's where they've honed their skills, they're going to be able to compete regardless of the conditions. So it'll be an interesting matchup today.
Yeah, do you know what, Blair? I was in New Zealand probably about a month ago, and I went to Wellington, and it was 60-kilometre-hour winds.
Oh, so quiet day.
Yeah, I was on a gravel beach, and it was painful.
When the wind is enough to pick up the gravel and send it firing at your legs, it's a little disconcerting.
It was shocking. But no, we would expect the wind to be picking up right about now, afternoon sea breeze, because we are right next to the beach at West Beach.
We are, but the conditions are still beautiful for the very best sport in the world. It's a big pull from Lachlan Robertson. It's centered early. Davey doing some good work in the initial handler space, keeping things moving, chipping away at the defensive structure. Wildcats looking not really sure. It's a bit of a junky defense. There's some really upfield, aggressive, tight defense, and a little bit more poaching happening in the downfield, but we're going to see a turn generated. Robertson clogging the lane. Bowen resets to Robertson, puts a big shot up, looking for Keddy. No, looking for Babcock O'Neill.
Interesting Selly there.
I mean,
showing
look,
the abs off to
if you've got him, flaunt him, you know?
Look, if I had some ripped abs, I'd be out there too.
Well, I mean, you know, a washboard stomach, clean offense, it makes sense.
Exactly. So I think we just saw pretty well the exact same play from the Wildcats as that first point over there. A couple of little ones and then big hug to the end zone.
I mean, that's Wellington Ultimate at its finest, to be honest. Really good to see it showing up. It'll be nice to see how I-Beam respond. They've got an opportunity here. They've got some players who can keep possession of the disc. The question is, can they keep it calm? And to what extent are the Wellington Wildcats going to be able to read their offense and make those plays that generate the turns like we just saw?
Yeah, so I guess kind of... Oh, he's got a tattoo. That's what he was showing. Ah, it all makes sense now.
I'd have been satisfied with him just showing the abs.
Showing off to the ladies on the live stream. So we've got some game advisors giving us the whistle, letting us know, hey, chop, chop, let's get going.
Like I always say, a fast game's a good game. We're going to see the pull go up from the Wildcats. A lot of float on this one. Are they going to use it? Touches down early. Really quick centering back through to Davey. Pushes near sideline. Nice and aggressive. Left hand goes back towards the center field. We got Winchester with it now. Reset and unload. Davey with the dump truck. He's going to pull that one down. Ryan Davies starting in the handler space. A quick 1-2, building up momentum. Sweeping deep into the downfield to put I-Beam on the board.
Yeah, good work there. Again, 1-2, big huck. It seems to be the formula for Open's Ultimate, isn't it?
Hey, dude ball is dude ball. Now, I think it's really interesting to note that that was probably in response to the way that Wellington Wildcats have been playing so far. They've had a couple of 1-2s, and then they uncorked the big one. They're looking to put away those points early, and I think it's important for I-Beam to make a statement play like that to say, hey, we can do that too. You're going to have to try something a little different.
Yeah, I guess it's always a little bit, risky trying to play the same way the opposition plays because, it's your own game. When you're on offense, you control your whole offense. So don't let the other team dictate what you're going to do. But certainly when, they're 2 up, you got to make a response.
Absolutely. I mean, the scariest person to play against if you're in a Tekken tournament is the guy who leads with Mokujin. If he can adapt to anything, if he can play in any style, then clearly it shows the kind of mastery they've put in over the course of their career. And I think I-Beam are demonstrating the same thing, that wisdom and experience is going to come to the fore in this match. We're going to see it fielded early by Broughton. Working with Whitlock, pressuring the far sideline, stretching into a deep cut. Fitzpatrick recenters. Broughton goes back wide, taking a couple of yards as they do. Hoban wanting to start developing the deep space. Broughton there. Not super active at the moment. Swinging near sideline. Finds McKenzie. Chipping through. Sawyer Blair with the disc now. Big fake. Gets a bite out of Prosser. Back to McKenzie. Marked down by Merck. Chipping through, Peter Hoban, laser show up. Sawyer Blair with a 1-2. Ollie Taylor on the doorstep, wanting to close. Fitzpatrick gets engaged, loses yards. Not a great positional choice, but able to quickly offload to Whitlock. A fake and a backhand through. Decides instead to reset, not willing to force it. Some good disc movement here by the Wildcats. Taylor again. Fakes off Whitlock. Despite a huge bid from the I-Beam defense, Hoban comes down with it, putting the lead back to a 2-point up for Wildcats.
Yeah, lots of little shots through there. Certainly a bit different from the last 3 points that they've played.
And I think that's probably in response to I-Beam firing back with that big shot.
But I think also I-Beam was playing a zone for a little bit as well. And then they kind of switched back to that match. So maybe the zone is a good look for I-Beam at this point.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, we did some math during the New Zealand Division 1 Ultimate Championships. I think roughly 7 passes. If they're 90% passes, you stack 7 of them together in a row, and the likelihood of success drops below 50%.
Oh.
So even if you're looking at 90% options, really, really secure options, if you stack enough of them together, the odds start swinging in the favor of a mistake creeping in. So it's exactly kind of how it happens. If you can use a zone to really force a lot of passes, force a lot of high percentage options together, eventually that error creeps in, and that's where a team like I-Beam gets the chance to swing back.
Yep, 100%.
That's a high pull from the Wildcats. We're seeing an offside called.
Yeah, so do we have an offside from the game advisors? Show that one for us? Or is that a team choice?
It's unclear at this point. We saw the signal from Davey, which means that the disc is going to be brought to the brick regardless. Blade shot over the top. Finds Winchester. Doesn't have a lot of options. Able to chip away. Finds Davey. Lavis near sideline. Marked by Kitty. Can't stop it recentering. Richardson has the disc now. Laser show. Straight through. Finds Stoddard. The backhand gets away. Humphreys pushes fast near sideline. Davey again. Nice quick motion throw to find Winchester. Pushing wide. Richardson can't connect. Mance applying too much pressure for Keeley to get that one down.
Just little fingertips to it. Hey, just enough.
Wildcats coming back. It's Mance, far sideline with the disc. A lot of pressure, loses yards, resetting to Kitty.
Call there. Maybe a pick, I think. It'd be nice to have hand signals, wouldn't it?
It's almost like the World Flying Disc Federation drew up a series of hand signals to kind of help with that non-verbal communication. We're going to see Mance pick up the reset. Cooper pushing deep.
Support sideline, here we go, sideline.
Resets and a quick 1-2. Could he jump that one in? Looks like they're going to let it stand.
I think he did. Oh, wait, no, there's some discussion. Maybe potentially a travel call could be in there. Nope.
Either a travel called or possibly that it was a straddle or
Yeah.
wasn't in. Looks like we're going to return play. So, won't have been in. Cooper's going to retain the disc for the Wildcats just outside of the end zone. Can't get the first pass away or the second. Too much defensive pressure. Has to reset to Mance. Chips around, pushing the far sideline. Then Turnhout, not a continuation option. Goes to Mance. In a phone booth, it's Kitty. But a pick was called. You could see that developing as Kitty got free. I mean, he's fast, but I don't know if he's that fast.
Ivan's doing a very good job of really putting pressure on the Wildcats here.
Mance resets to Kitty instead. Around to Van Turnhout, back to Kitty, far sideline. Little bit of contact from Cooper, can't get in front. Van Turnhout doesn't have an option yet. Waving them through, trying to direct traffic in the end zone, needing something to develop.
Oh,
Huge take.
not quite in. Oh,
And that's going to be Van Turnhout with the score for the finish.
fancy footwork there. All you got to do is just get 1 foot in clean, and it's a goal.
Absolutely. Wildcats now up.
King 3 or 4. I think we might be 4-1 at this point.
Might be 4-1. We'll just hold fire on that until we can
Yeah,
get some
could be
confirmation.
wrong.
It's been known to happen.
It's too much excitement happening, not keeping track of the score.
Nice quick offloads there. DJ Flex getting involved in the play as well. Van
And the
Turnhout.
And the spike.
So it looks like that is going to be 4-1. Wellington Wildcats up over Newcastle I-Beam to come out on defense again.
Yeah, I-Beam did absolutely excellently putting pressure. They were in just around the end zone for so long. And like we were talking before, the more passes you have, the more likely you're going to drop it and turn it over. So well done on I-Beam for that one. Tough work. No, I don't think that's one where you'd put your head down. I think that was a really good option and good work for them.
Owen with the pull. It's going to touch early and roll.
Oh.
Picked up, centre to Davey. Craddock on the mark. Can't stop it, going through to Stoddard. Or around, continuing through. Prosser with the disc. In their offensive half now, puts a shot up, looking for Stoddard, running it down. Beautifully weighted throw. It's going to bring I-Beam back within 2.
Yeah, toes on the line. A little handshake with I don't know if that was a player or a spectator, but sharing the love. But yeah, toes on the line. You got to have a lot of body control and a lot of body awareness to get those ones. He did really well.
It doesn't matter who it was, Emma. Game respects game. We're going to see that again.
Let's have a look at this.
Stoddard immediately pushing deep. Just enough separation from Bowen.
So squishy, hey. Not much room to move.
But he doesn't need it. That's the key.
Having a little bit of a chat on the sideline with the Wildcats. I don't know what they're saying. What would you be saying if you're in that little huddle there?
Well, they're up by 2, and when they're able to generate those defensive turns, they're able to hold onto the disc and close it out. And we've seen them demonstrate both that long game and that small ball ultimate. So able to kind of adapt as needed to based on what the defense is giving them. I don't think they've got much in the way of adjustments to make this early in the match, especially with a 2-point lead.
Yep.
The question might be a case of, hey, when we're on defense, how do we apply more pressure? We know that we can make Newcastle turn over the disc. We know we can make them make mistakes. How do we up the intensity on that?
Yep.
Great pull fielded by Fitzpatrick. Quick offload to Whitlock. We're seeing the deep cuts go early. Finn McKenzie. One hand, 2 hands.
Wow.
Good take. Nice reset through to Hoban for the score.
Oh.
McKenzie to Hoban.
Wow, that long shot just broke it wide open. My gosh. And the contest in the air as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got, like, Hoban's a player with some really great closing speed as well. I remember talking to him at a reasonably casual tournament a number of years ago, and he was saying that it's very rare that he finds himself having to actually push past kind of 80% of what his actual top speed is. Which, I mean, whether or not it's a boast or it's a genuine, it's clearly on display here. I mean, you can see just how quickly he's able to make up that distance.
Yeah, and again, fancy footwork. Just got to get 1 foot in.
That's all you need.
I'm very chuffed with that point. Beautiful. I've been trying to think, do you know why I-Beam's called I-Beam?
I would love to know.
I mean, you didn't even know where Newcastle was, did you? So
Yeah, look, my geography's not the best, but what I can tell you is that the best place in the world to be is right here in front of your screen, team, so that you can watch ULTI.TV's coverage of the 2025 Australian Ultimate Championships.
No, I need to find someone on I-Beam to ask them the story about that one. I've been trying to find out for many years.
The pull goes up. It's fielded by Davey again, doing a huge amount of work for I-Beam. Some defensive communication on the downfield. We're seeing a side stack setting up. It's going to be Stoddard again as the isolation cutter, wanting to push deep. Decides instead to go back to find an unmarked Richardson. Humphreys cutting across. Again, no mark in sight. Wildcats stepping off the pressure on defense. Winchester getting involved now. Richardson, near sideline, losing a couple of yards, going back. Finding Lavis to Stoddard. Continuing the work, getting Keeley involved. Stoddard around to Richardson again, despite a great attempt there from Van Bergen. Winchester. Davey, only about 5 or 6 meters away from a score here. Richardson pushing the up line. It's not going to happen. Loses yards, goes Winchester. Stretching the width now. Stoddard has it. Left hand. One hand. What a take by Keeley for the score to bring it back within 2.
That might have been a live stream moment, the one hand.
Oh, that was pretty. He knew we were watching.
Oh, beautiful. Interesting defensive look from the Wildcats. I feel like they might have had a poach running through the middle there for part of that. And there was certainly a little bit of there was someone free. And I'm just trying to figure out who and how that happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. I think whether or not there was sort of a miscommunication, something, it's not really sure, but I think that it's great to see how IBEAM was so quick to adapt and recognize that they had players who were unmarked and having them cycle through, getting touches on the disc.
Yeah, definitely. You know, ultimately, it's throw and catch. that is a pretty good grab. Look,
it's not bad.
That's good camera work there as well. But yeah, ultimately, we're throwing and catching some plastic. The more throws and catches you have, the more likely you're going to get it into that goal.
Absolutely.
Stoddard's been all over it, hasn't he? Stoddard's been all over it. He's been all around the shop.
Greenie here. Yeah, just letting you know where IBEAM comes from. So Newcastle is a steel city, and they make steel beams, which are have the cross section of an eye. So Newcastle IBEAM.
Wow. Okay, there you go.
Well, let's see what they're able to build today. Nicholas Whitlock takes to the skies. Quick offload through to Ollie Taylor for the score. Wildcats up to 6 now.
Yeah, so sneaking up towards that half now. So half is at 8 for those playing along at home. So it doesn't matter about the time. It's not like those traditional time sports. Boo. No, we're on a point system here. So once we hit 8, it's going to be half time, and Wellington's getting pretty close.
I think one of the best things about the structure of Ultimate, the way that we have point-based halves as opposed to time-based halves, it means that players don't really get as many opportunities to rest. And while there's a lot to be said for the importance of conditioning in the sport, it's watching how that fatigue shapes the play throughout the later stages of the half. If you know you only have to play for 45 minutes and you get a 5 or 6 minute break and then you come back out, you can keep track of that a little bit easier yourself. But if you've got a lot of defensive pressure and a lot of turns and people are working hard backwards and forwards and each point might be taking 5, 6 minutes, then all of a sudden you might be 45 minutes into the game but the score's only 5-4. There's still plenty of time before you actually get to take a real half. And so it means that the use of things like timeouts become a lot more strategic as well. Going to see the big pull from Robertson again. Nice early field, early centering pass to Davey one more time. Offloads, finds Merck. Davey continues to push through centre field. Winchester, nice offload back to Davey. There's the momentum, he's running almost every possession. Humphreys. Davies shakes Cooper loose. Keddy closes the gap but can't stop Richardson getting it. Swings around, Winchester again. Humphreys pushing that up line, but it's the second cut attempt and a big layout, but it's not going to be enough.
That was huge, my goodness.
Robertson recenters. Cooper back to Keddy near sideline. Robertson puts it up. Winchester's in the way, calling an immediate injury. Understandable.
To the face, I think that might have been a face, Steve.
It definitely looks like it was.
Ouch. Oh, yeah. Oh, hate to see it. That's brutal. That is brutal.
Tough.
Oh, we've got a zoom as well. Oh, no.
I think that the hardest part is the fact that he was looking back to know that he had to flash the lane.
It's just...
And if he'd just kept his eye on the defense, he would have worn it in the back. It wouldn't have been nearly as bad.
Insult to injury, isn't it?
I hope he's doing okay. There looks like a little bit of blood coming out. But it's going to be all right. IBEAM with the disc. Lavis recenters back to Davey again. Chip shot through. Some momentum, but a travel called.
So yeah, the disc is going to go back to where that travel was called. Everyone's going to go back to where they were when the travel was called. We'll restart play.
Merck with the disc. To Keeley. Back to Davey. Keeley calling for it. Decides instead. Goes far sideline. Stoddart. Back to Davey. And around. Keddy tries to get a touch. It's not going to happen. Stoddard right on the doorstep. Can he close it here? Yes, he can.
Oh.
Beautiful work to Lavis there for the score.
Fancy footwork yet again. Just going to get that 1 foot in.
Why? Who even thinks of needing an 18-metre deep end zone when they're only using the few centimetres in front of the line?
It really is, isn't it? And I think they're all in that one spot as well. Hey, we've seen this with a couple of the other games. It's kind of just this one spot that everyone seems to gravitate towards. And I think maybe our wind is playing a bit of a factor here.
Well, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
You know, if that's where you know you can score, why not?
Yeah. I really love the patience that IBeam had throughout that point. You know, they weren't afraid to send it back, reset, go for a swing, and look for yet another option that's more 100% one rather than one of those ones that's be like,
Not really having to force it, I think, is the key there.
Yeah.
And so IBeam are back within 2. So we saw Wildcats start off really strong in this game. They're giving up the pressure a little bit here.
Big pull. Yippee.
Hoban to Fitzpatrick. A horizontal stack. Pushing wide. Hoban stretching into the deep space. A scuba over the top to Ollie Taylor. Doesn't uncork. Hoban's speed wasted in the deep space by this handler-oriented offense. Sawyer Blair with the disc. Gets a bit out of the defense. Fitzpatrick back to Whitlock. Ollie Taylor now. It's a zone defense from IBeam. Sawyer Blair working through the middle of the zone. Puts it low, but manages to keep it off the turf. Whitlock supported by Fitzpatrick. A jumped in goal by Sawyer Blair.
Again.
The circle cut. You just can't beat it, folks.
That is, it was risky. It was very risky, but he loves it. Yeah, interesting little, that was like a zone, and then we kind of transitioned more to a match, but it was really quite seamless on that transition there. It kind of went from a zone to like a loose man to more a tight man. So good work on IBeam for the communication there.
Again, circling around.
So sneaky.
Jumped in, just using the body to shield off, to seal the disc off from the defense.
Yeah, that is a little cheeky one.
Well, sometimes it's what you need.
And again, using 1 meter of the end zone. Why do you need to use more?
So Wellington Wildcats up by 3 again, 1 point away from taking half.
Got a little highlight for Chris Stoddard. Like I said, he is everywhere all at once. 3 assists, 1 goal.
So
oh my goodness.
Keeping in mind that with IBeam only on 4 points, that means Stoddard has been involved in every single one of IBeam's scores.
That's some good stats. Put that on the resume.
Robertson with the pull. That same thing, early field, early pass to Davey to start things off, getting the inside break shot around, finds Merck.
Really loose on that defense, aren't they?
Richardson. Humphreys, quick offload, it's overthrown, it's not going to be able to do it. Wildcats with a chance here to take away the half. Whitlock with the big shot.
Contest.
Pulled
Might
down.
have been out of bounds, I think. Yeah. Oh, we're going to have a discussion.
Bowen with the reception, but doesn't have enough sort of information for himself as to whether or not it was in or out.
I mean, I can't really see the line very well on here, can I? I think we're saying that was out of bounds, I think we said. Let's have a look one more time. Oh, yeah. I think we might have been a little bit out of bounds, actually.
So back into the action for I-Beam on offense. Enough of a touch. I think there's a foul called on that one, though.
Yeah, foul on the throw from the looks of things. I don't think he quite got that out of his hand before the defender came in. Violation. Someone moved before the disc was tapped in. Oh, was that a Callahan?
I think it was.
That was a Callahan.
Robertson with the score to take away the half.
So for all those playing at home, a Callahan is, how would you describe it? It's when there's the offense gets the goal in their own end zone?
Defense catching the disc in the end zone off an offensive throw.
Yes. There you go. That's it. Yeah. So that means Wildcat on a very dramatic point there.
Huge take to finish off the half. We'll be back very, very shortly to close out this match for the final day of our first day of coverage. My name's Blair Monroe.
And I'm Emmy Yeager.
We'll be back soon.
Just try to open up and show someone you care. It might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to open up and let it lead somewhere. Breathe in some love. Let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love. Let yourself unfold. Juvenile about your pretty face, but it seems so hard for you to know when you need space. I hope you find your peace and that you get a taste with yourself. Oh, yeah. Let yourself unfold. Yeah. Let yourself unfold. Owe it to yourself to dare. Just try to open up and show someone you care. It might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to open up and let it lead somewhere. Breathe in some love. Let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love. Let yourself unfold. Open up, just spread your wings and jump to rise, not fall. You flying higher. You jump to fly higher. Open up, just spread your wings and jump to rise, not fall. You flying higher. You jump to fly higher. Standing on the edge while you're looking down, lying down on the ground just to find out. You fly so fly, don't you? Keep riding skies, won't you? Standing on the edge while you're looking down, fly down on the ground just to find out. You fly so fly, don't you? Keep riding skies. To yourself, to dare. Just try to open up and show someone you care. It might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to open up and let scene. I try to hold it together, keep it together. Not sure who I really am, just be cute and super bland. I try to hold it together, keep it together. Been playing it down, but I'm so getting tired. Now won't you meet high? 'Cause I've been feeling that crazy, and I need to lose control. So baby, put the record on, baby, put the record on, hit it. And I've been needing that crazy, and I gotta let it go. So baby, put the record on, I'm not gonna need that song, hit it. Monday came and swept away all the fun of yesterdays. But I'm gonna hold it together. This ain't forever. Need a shot and then a beat. Somewhere to let off some steam. I'm not the one to say never. Never say never. Been playing it down, but I'm so getting tired. Now won't you meet high? 'Cause I've been feeling that crazy, and I need to lose control. So baby, put the record on, baby, put the record on, hit it, and I've been needing.
Yep. Okay, well, welcome back here to the second half. We've had to sub myself in John Greenfield here with Emma Yeager.
Say, Blair, your accent's changed.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, so Blair being a Kiwi and commentating for, a Wildcats game, I'm a Novocastrian commentating for Newcastle. So, but poor Blair Munro is taken ill. So he's out, but we're still in, Em.
That's all right.
And we
Honestly.
see the pool go up here, centred to Tim Lavis. That's Luke Prosser on the wing of a Horro. This Ryan Davey looking inboard, hits Matt Keeley in the centre of the field. Prosser now looking inboard. He's got a nice one off to Tim Lavis. What can Lavis do here? He's sizing his options up, gets it to Richo, comes back for the give and go. Fakes his defender out, that's nice. Back to Richo. It's a patient-looking offense. That's a lovely inside shot from Richardson. Oh, and another inside shot. Can they close it here? Doesn't want Humphreys in the end zone. Now he faces a face mark, but Davies sees through that, gets pushed almost into the end zone. On the end zone line here. And a beautiful little pop break to his old buddy, Chris Stoddard. So
Yeah.
Davies to Stoddard, what do you think of that one, Em?
Look, Stollard's been in it all game. We were saying that he's been involved in every single score for I-Beam. So he's having an absolutely ripper of a game. To be honest, I haven't seen a lot of I-Beam, so I don't know if that's, usual for him.
Well, he has been our stellar receiver now since 2014, 2015.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah,
Awesome.
So he had his first nationals in 2011, actually,
Ooh.
as an absolute rookie. But it took him a few years to sort of, come up to speed.
Yeah.
But he's actually an elite. He's an elite runner, and so if he wasn't playing ultimate, he could probably be on the running circuit. So
Wow.
he can do 5Ks in 15 minutes, something or other.
Oh, a man
And-
of many talents, hey.
He did his first marathon and did it in 2 hours 47.
Oh my gosh.
Just crazy kind of statistics.
So fitness is not an issue for him
Definitely
whatsoever.
not. Definitely not. Chris Stoddard. Okay, so we have this is Chili with the disc. And he is putting up a classic Chili pull, which is humongous. Coming down in the middle of the end zone. They're a bit static here. They've got a vertical stack. They pop it out to the sideline. Getting it back here. swinging across, still in their own red zone. Who gets it across now. Oh, that's this nice offense. Getting it to, not quite to the brick mark yet. They've done about 5 passes. But it's patient stuff. There's no stress here at the moment. These are beautiful conditions, by the way, Em. Not a breath of wind.
Yeah, I have been saying that, you know, the wind starts to pick up in the afternoon because of the sea breeze or right next to the beach, but we've had a really good day.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Oh.
Chile lays out on the mark. Faked out. Nick Wicklock going long. Looked off. And we have a stoppage. There's a pick call in the stack.
Yeah.
They're resuming positions.
I feel like this lay was a bit of style points there. I reckon he could have got that with an extra step, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got to pay for style. Oh, this is a lovely reset. Can they get the swing? They get the swing across here to Hoog. Still don't want a long shot. Wildcats here. Finally, they pull the trigger, and that's too far.
Full extension, full stretch, but not enough.
Peter Hubin there, unable to reel that one in. There was a lot of juice on that fray.
That was so many Weet-Bix this morning.
Yeah. Now, this is a rare opportunity for a break for I-Beam. And, you know, if they get this, they're back to 8-6.
Yeah, it's
back in the game.
Yeah, very much respectable. You know, even 8-5, it's ultimate, you know, anything goes. You can definitely come right back from 3 down.
Lovely faking on the mark there from Prosser. Chris Hill now gets it off to Liam Doherty. Doherty likes what he sees. He's got Rob Merck deep. Who closing hard, but Rob Merck closes this out. That is a break for I-Beam. We are seeing some life in this game. It is 8-6.
Yeah, that was an absolute dime of a throw. Look, your defender can't do much about that. They are just off to the races. And, you know, because Ultimate's non-contact, if you're in the space and you're holding your space, unfortunately, your defender cannot go around you. So excellent work. Who was that scored? Yeah,
I'm glad Rob Merck didn't have a rear vision mirror for this one. He would have seen who closing down on him.
You probably heard the footsteps and the breathing.
Yeah. And I love to look at Doherty here. Just line this up.
It's textbook, isn't it?
Oh, he's a lovely throw. He does have a cannon for a flick, and it was perfect for Merck there. Well, I-Beam coming back. 8-6. Getting another one here. I wonder if we're the last game, I must say, that Blair and I commentated, we saw an 8-4 turnaround at half.
Woohoo!
Which then there was a 9-1 run against that team. So
yeah,
that was Hoss, unfortunately, going down to Fishwick, and Fishwick just coming home with a wet sail. So, you know, anything is possible, as you say.
Exactly. Oh,
no, well. We have a false start.
Oh, a disc on the field from a spectator?
Is that what happened? Daisy, actually, the gentleman there retrieving the disc, also from Newcastle. So I don't know if that was deliberate or not. Here's Chile with a second go. They've stayed on side. The battle cry from Christopher Hill as he pulls it.
Looking
centering
zony.
disc to Whitlock.
Looking zony.
Yes, it is. You're exactly right. It's a 3-3-1. They normally transition out of this, but let's see. Can't get it back to Whitlock. 23. Oh, that's nice. Now, they have melted back to match now. And there's space through the midfield. They're carving this through at the moment. I-Beam unable to get a hold on defence. Oh, almost a touch there. So, Hogg gets it away. That's Fitzpatrick Cockram. Oh, could have had him, didn't want it. Peter Hubin. And that's down. Gee, out of nowhere.
Just did a little jig and then an extra jig and just didn't quite communicate that well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's a chance for 8-7. Now, Lockie Robinson, no, it was Hurban there. Peter Hurban calling a foul. Ryan Davey managed to squeeze the pass between his arm and his body there. But the question is, was Peter there? Did he move, do you think, or not?
To be honest, I wasn't paying much attention to that one, so I have no comment on that perspective. But good thing we have a game advisor right there.
Yes,
so maybe
that's
he can
right.
help us out.
Will they go to the game advisor? That's Nate Hess.
Yeah. Well, you
Our
don't
GA.
have to. Yeah, because the thing is, game advisors are not referees. It's not what they say goes. They just give it advice.
Well, and I think the advice there was that was a foul, so not contested. So we go back. Chance for everyone to catch their breath. Goes for it anyway. That's in. Right on the sideline. Prosser gets it down the line in a really nice look. Now,
Gets it coming back.
Prosser off for a goal!
Wow. That was crazy.
Oh.
I have no words.
It was a brilliant pass. So firstly, Prosser keeps it in.
Oh.
He gets it down the line to Lefty. Lefty wants it all, and he wanted it right then. Sends it to Prosser. A massive give go, and he comes down with it.
That was Prosser's point, wasn't it?
It was.
All him, all day.
And we see Wildcats taking a timeout here.
Yeah, I think, from the Wildcats, I think that's a good option. We've got a couple of breaks. I-Beam's really turning it up. There's a couple of things that are, maybe they just need to reassess. Look at this. Oh, wow. What a contest.
What a grab. Now, look at the spike here. He tries to spike it and he ends up sort of throwing it.
Yeah, it was kind of like a weird turny throw.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's athleticism right there. Good hold of the body. Went up. Just the timing was just perfect.
Luke Prosser, he was a goanna, like an under-24 rep for Australia in 2023. And he can go both ways. He's a very good thrower, but he's also a good receiver as well.
Yeah, he's showing us all of it. Now, we're having a chat about I-Beam's colours because I was like, they're ugly. But you said there's actually a reason why we have those colours, and now I feel bad.
Well, and you have no reason to feel bad. They are disgusting colours. But officially, they're called emerald and cinnamon. And the reason they are on our shirts is because the very first battalion to come out of Newcastle to fight in the First World War, they chose the colours emerald and cinnamon. Why is lost to history? But they chose a disgusting colour combination that you cannot make work on any shirt that you try and design. I-Beam has been going since 2007. Every year we try to improve the design, but for a while there, it was such mission impossible that we started doubling down and making them as ugly as we possibly could.
Yeah. Well, you were saying it was tartan. It was going to be tartan at one point. I reckon you should have done that.
Yeah, and then Dazzle Beam. We're going to have a Dazzle camouflage. Rightio, here we go. Chris Chili Hill putting another enormous sky ball up into the front of the end zone. Whitlock now measuring the options. A beautiful hammer with no flutter over to Hogg. Oh, there's a shot. The receiver what happened there? No, he did not get that.
I think it's just almost like kind of hovered off his fingers on that lay.
I'll get the feeling that Ollie Taylor there, he just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
He didn't realise that...
fading very, very quickly, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Hard one to catch.
Definitely.
Awesome lay, though.
Oh.
I think we just got some finger guns to the crowd.
Yeah.
From Prosser there.
Right, well, here we go. This is now for 8-all.
Yeah, big point for I-Beam if they can get this.
Beautiful inside shot there from Prosser. Adam gets it back to Prosser. Prosser's going to have to jockey this offense. Chris Stoddard now looking for a reset. Gets up the line. A touch from Nick Whitlock. Now Prosser going deep. He wants it all. Adam Frendo underneath, but Hogg there. does the job. The big man was not going to be denied. He reverses his error.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was a great D from Hogg.
I love a good pack grab. It's always exciting. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and bodies spilling everywhere. It's great to
Fingertips
watch.
between that.
Yeah. Well, that was a scare there for Wildcats. Now they've got to lock in and sort this out. Another beautiful hammer from Whitlock. Absolutely clean. When you're throwing from that height, I suppose, there's less air pressure to get in the way.
The style points on the slide.
Yeah. Oh, a close one, Em. So close. Inboard it goes. Lovely little give go there from Sawyer Blair. Oh, back to Whitlock. They've now passed halfway. Sawyer Blair goes up the line. Another hammer. This one's coming down upside down, and it's a block.
Is that Stoddard again?
Goodness.
He's here, there, and everywhere.
Oh, my goodness.
Offense, defense, running marathons, you can do it all. Although, there's an injury call.
Whoa. Okay, what's happened here? Oh, Rob Merck has done himself some mischief. His wife and young daughter on the sideline. He'll go and get comfort from them, no doubt. Oh, no. Looks them off and goes to his water bottle. That's, you know, that's the security blanket.
Yep. Emotional water bottle. We all have one.
Yeah. So I didn't see who replaced that, but nevertheless, we've got Chris Chili Hill picking the disc up. Now, when Chili picks the disc up, it usually means they're looking long. But their best receiver, I-beam, which is Chris Stoddard, has now got Nick Whitlock on him. So that is a tough ask. He comes under. Oh, Chili looks him off. Chili looks him off, but goes back to him.
He wants it anyway.
Yeah. So Stoddard now needs a dump, needs to go inboard, but there's nothing. Gets it to Frendo. Frendo off to Prosser. Prosser is going to have to jockey this offense. What? Oh!
Cushioned his landing.
He did. That's right. That is, I tell you what. Lockie Robinson, what a gentleman.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's Taiwan. He somehow caught it.
heebie-jeebies.
And now I think Ryan, this doesn't look good. The way he landed there, I feel like this could be a shoulder.
Don't like to see it.
It was an excellent catch. Absolutely zero touch on that throw from Chris Chili Hill.
Yeah,
what a sequence of play, and how about
that was just.
Look at the throw here.
That's the land.
He did land really heavily. What do you reckon? Do you reckon that is a shoulder?
Look, I've done this at Div 2 Nationals a few years back.
Right. Landing on your shoulder.
And it hurt. It hurt real bad. I got bursitis after that because I didn't get it dealt with.
Yeah.
Naughty me.
All right. Well, and bursitis or not, but I definitely think Ryan has done something to his shoulder there.
Yeah.
He goes off. The second injury for I-beam in the point. I tell you what, they better score it now, right?
Yeah.
They've already expended players.
Yeah. Dropping like flies over there and coming it back in.
And there's a low one, but Frendo has to lay out, and it's another goal. It's 8-8.
I think every single point they were laying out, someone was on the floor, hey.
Oh. And you know what I think the turning point has been? Blair Munro getting sick and having to leave the commentary booth. As soon as we got rid of him and those damn Kiwis out of the commentary booth, and we brought the Novocastrian in, it's been a one-way street to Newcastle.
Blair's looking at us from the side and he's shaking his head, not happy. Happy with that call.
Well, just behind Blair is a pool of his vomit, which he expended. And he's saying, no, don't mention that, but we are anyway. The poor gentleman.
Yeah, so I-beam really turning it on. You know, Wildcats are so dominant in that first half, and I don't know, what do you reckon the coaching staff has said to I-beam to bring them back up?
Well, I missed that, unfortunately, being on the sideline. So I don't know what the secret sauce was. We can we'll just quickly ask. Tim, what's the secret sauce there? What's been the difference? Righty, yeah. So, rightio. So the secret is don't let offense on the field.
Apparently it's an O-line problem.
Yeah.
Is he on the D-line? Is that why?
He's on the O-line.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to hide. That is another grunting pull from Chris Chili-Hill. Whitlock fields nicely. And there is Fitzpatrick Cockram. Back to Whitlock. Whitlock is getting every second pass here. That's a high dice.
Overthrow.
And
Big
that
grab.
is Hugh Osborne with the defense. Inside pass to LJ. Lovely. Back to Osborne. Gets it to Chris Stoddard. Has he played every point since halftime?
It's that fitness, hey?
Yeah. Back to LJ. Chili going long. Looked off. Now he's in a bit of trouble. And it's a turnover. Hang on. Hang on. There's a call. There's a call. Hogg is unmarked in the end zone, but looking on to a call.
Yeah.
It's going to come back. There's a discussion.
I think he might need to take quite a few steps back. I think after that call when he was just out of there, which, I mean, fair enough.
Oh, well, completely. You know, you've got to take your opportunities there. So, yes, Peter Hubin, a little bit mystified, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The shoulders were slumped.
Who's our 2023 for I-Beam? He put in a massive bit after the call.
Yeah.
Trying to do a layout D.
He
My
did.
goodness.
Yeah. So,
Now, what are we seeing? I don't know what. So
yeah, I think he's saying that Hubin players going down everywhere.
Bless. Yeah, I don't know what.
Oh, no, we could see
okay,
there it was
yeah.
his knee. So what Hubin will be saying is, well, my knee was stationary, whereas LJ said, no, you move your knee into my arm.
It
No,
looks like-
retracted call.
Yeah.
Retracted call.
Turn's gonna
Right.
stand.
Well, that's a huge pressure relief for the Wildcats. Beautiful pass to Whitlock, backhand, but there is consternation in the stack.
Pick call?
Now,
Yeah.
I hope this was a true pick and not one of those I wasn't ready calls,
Yeah.
which is one of my least favourite. Okay.
I don't know what the patting on the head signal means.
So it was a retracted pick.
Okay, there we
Yeah.
go. There we go.
So Whitlock now. This beautiful swing out to Robinson. Oh, lovely continuation. Whitlock now. Right on the doorstep. Can he finish it? There it is.
Oh, yes, he
a
can.
lovely little dish-off pass there to Andrew Fitzpatrick Cockram.
Yeah, and Wildcats really needed that one.
And look
the
at Nick
celly.
Whitlock. Give him the double fist pump.
He is happy, happy, happy.
Yeah. And I think more to the point, he's trying to rev his troops up to say, don't fall asleep here. We need to win this game.
Yeah, I think we were saying, every win counts in this pool play. Only the top 4 go through, and there is no cross plays. There is no redemption rounds. It is what happens in these first couple of days is what dictates the rest of the tournament.
Em, you were so right. And the last time these two teams met was 2023.
Oh.
And Wildcats assumed that they were going to win it, and they were up early, and they ended up losing, and I-Beam beat them.
Oh,
So that was the
okay.
last time that they played.
Yeah.
So that was down in Ballarat in 2023.
Yeah,
And that will be sticking in the memory banks of Nicholas Whitlock as he saunters past our booth. And so now, unfortunately for Tim Lavis, he said just got to keep the O-line off. Well, the O-line is on now, so they actually need to do some work. Lavis centres to Davies. We're in a split stack. Davies motions. He wants... this is a failed offensive start here. Nice inside. They recover it. Lovely centering pass by Lavis. Now he jacks it, but it's not far enough.
Yeah.
That's Deed.
And we can feel the wind coming in just a little bit, so potentially that could have played a factor in that throw.
Yeah. That was Elliot Mance there with the block. And now we have the ageless Riley Van Turnhout. picking the disc up. Lovely lefty leading pass. They've made a lot of ground here, all down the sideline. It's a forced backhand, and they're chewing this up. Swing across to James Bowen. He gets a lovely inside off. They are carving through here, Em. No, can't get that one. Roberts. Oh, it's a lovely backhand again, break. We've got Jack Keddy here now. Gets it back to Van Turnhout. There's an outside in. Can Davies get there? He can't. That is an excellent catch. And
yeah, that was powerful. That was absolutely demanding in the air.
Wow.
And he's happy about it. Wow.
Look at them get around him.
Yeah.
They are ecstatic.
And that's the performance that the Wildcats really need. You know, IBM has really been taking it to them, and they just need to step it up a notch. And I think, you know, from those couple of plays, certainly what's been happening.
Yeah, and when you see the throw again, it was outside in. The wind is actually coming towards the booth here. That was a great grab. You got a fair bit of physical treatment from Ryan Davey, who's coming back after seemingly destroying his shoulder off the bone. But Ethan Craddock there, getting the assist from Jack Keddy. And that's a good shot. That's a good shot. But Ethan there going up with the left hand.
Yeah,
that is also
very
an excellent
hard.
catch.
Yeah, when you have that kind of physical pressure on you to go up, hold your space, and have the nerve to be able to bring it down.
Yeah, and just realise that you're going to get smashed, but I'm catching it anyway. You know.
That was me. I'm pulling out. Dangerous play, dangerous play.
Yeah.
But no, these guys are well used to it.
Well, so Wildcats have definitely stopped the bleeding and then got a break back. So now we find ourselves at 10-8. It's 10-8 to Wildcats. Jake Winchester going long, looked off. That's a tight reset to Davies, centre of the field, back to Stoddard. Stoddard has Prosser long, but it's too deep. Davies expertly goes up the line. Still too much traffic downfield to have a shot. There is Prosser getting a nice break throw. He needs something inboard. He gets it back to lefty. Then Jack Humphreys pops up. Doesn't want the centering to Davies. Gone up the line to Jack Humphreys. Great effort. Humphreys, pump fake on the end zone line. Centers it back. They're knocking on the door here, I-beam. Richo now with a lefty. Can we finish it here? Oh, it's so tantalising. There's Prosser for the pop. Emma. Wow.
There was a couple of people there being like, oh, you throwing to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah. What about me? It isn't fair. I've had enough now. I want my share.
Oh, excellent work from I-beam. That was a tough point. You know,
wasn't it?
Just forwards and back, you know, 10 metres outside the end zone. You just want to put it in, but it takes that practice and discipline.
Yeah, you got Tim Waves to the back going, what about me? It isn't fair.
But unfortunately, I think there was two Wildcats right there that were ready to pip that if he threw it. So I think that was a good choice not to go there.
So Prosser ended up getting it, our young man. Here, look at Flavors wanting it. So he gets it. Look at Prosser grab his calves there. So last game he had some, there he is, he had some problems with his cramping in the calves.
Yeah.
And he got the old double calf cramp. Now he's trying to do the Nutbush city limits to work him out.
Yeah, get this guy some magnesium.
Yeah, well, I did tell him he needs to hit the electrolytes.
Yeah, so two goals, 1 assist that popped up for Prosser. So having a ripper of it, eh?
He's playing really well. He is a great player. Rightio, Chris Chili here. Cry Havoc. Massive pull. He almost rips his arm off as he gets it down there. Centers to Whitlock. We've got another zone on here. Looks like it might be a 2-3-2. Hammer to the centre of the field. We've got an unmarked Ollie Taylor. Gets it across. This is easy work at the moment for the handlers, Wildcat. We've melted to match.
They get a nice inside look there to Finn McKenzie. Finn McKenzie, he wants to centre it. No, he gets a little pop pass forward to Sean Blair. Sean Blair punches it into Ollie Taylor. That was pretty proficient, wasn't it, Em?
That was efficient. You can see the I-beam players looking a little bit disappointed in themselves after that one. I think there was just too many easy passes, just open, just unders.
Yeah.
Too many of those.
And here's a little secret for you. This hang dog look that we have from I-beam as they walk to the line, that is par of the course, whether they're 10-5 up or 5-10 down.
Yep.
This is the vibe.
Yep.
Yeah, they've as a club never had big teams, so they're unable to maintain a lot of energy because everyone is expending it all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and because of that, they are one of the fittest teams going around.
E.g. Chris Stoddart and his marathon running.
Oh, yeah. and he's not there. There's a lot of fit gentlemen on I-beam.
There we go. Yeah, I think the zone's an interesting look.
Yeah.
To start, I think maybe they just need to change it up just a little bit. I feel like the zones that they put on, they've just gone over the top with those scoopers every time. So maybe, something like a short deep or something they need to maybe start looking at.
Yep, just to change the angles. The wind is starting to pick up actually, and it's coming straight into the commentary booth. So,
Ollie Taylor, big day, 3 goals.
Oh yes, that man is having a good game. Now they've spotted the game advisor signalling it was an offside, so they will get to play this. Ryan Davies from the brick mark. They have a horizontal. What's their play? It's a flood play with Stoddart coming across. They look it off. Jake Winchester sticks the mid out, cannot secure the disc. That's an early turn for Wildcats.
Wildcats will be very happy with that.
Jack Keddy to pick up now from the sideline. Centering it there to Van Turnhout.
Little bobble.
Getting it to Elliot Mance. Back to Keddy. To Mance. Looking pretty good here. He wants to center it. Doesn't get that pass. They've moved it on. They are moving it steadily down the sideline here. We've got Emerson Leach here. A lot of congestion, right? But they managed to clear that, swing it right across the field. The final pass is going over, but it's picked up on the scraps.
What a save.
What a save there.
Yeah, so here comes the Wellington Wildcats. I-beam had it for a little while, but they just need to find an answer.
Yeah, and that backhand went into the teeth of the wind, which is probably why it lifted.
Yeah.
But didn't they do the right thing? They swung the disc across to create the angle on the other side.
Yeah,
as we see the congestion in front of the end zone.
That was getting quite hard on the stall count as well.
It certainly was, yeah.
The pressure throw, but break.
Yeah.
See you later.
Pass there from Keddy. He will be getting around Ethan Craddock and thanking him for saving his bacon there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, Wildcats have definitely steadied the ship now. We're up to 12-9 in this game.
Yeah, so for all those playing along at home, we finished the game at 15 or at time cap. So time cap, soft cap is at 100 minutes, but our score cap is at 15. So we're only 68 minutes in. So potentially we might be looking at, a score cap over a time cap. But if I-beam picks it up very well, we could be seeing a long game.
Yep. And we have Lockie Robinson here ready to pull. He's now sort of pulling with the breeze. So he'll be enjoying this. We expect a big pull here. And it is
he loves it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a monster, isn't it? Right into the sun here for Ryan Davey. He's going to let it drop. That's experience for you. All right, so they have a side stack. Chili out in the lane. Can't do much with that. Lefty can't get open in the lane. There's Liam Doherty with beautiful continuation to Jack Humphreys. There's a bit of a clash there of the legs. They're okay. Jack gets it to Doherty. Doherty's got end zone eyes, lowers them enough to hit Prosser. They're working it down the sideline. Wants inboard now, gets a beautiful pass to Doherty who can just saunter onto it. Doesn't want the break throw. Humphreys has to clear. Gets it across to Lavis. Lavis now sizing his options up, gets a nice swing to Doherty. He's got a continuation, doesn't want that. Off to Humphreys, always open. Now Humphreys needs to size this up. Oh, he gets a beautiful break pass. He's got that beautiful push pass. Now that one's gone up. No problem for Chris Lefty Stoddard. Davies now punches to Doherty. Doherty now just needs to find Tim Lavis in the end zone. It is Doherty to Lavis for the score. That was, I would say, proficient without being efficient. Could you say that?
I would say that. Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it. You know, there was a lot of passes. You know, they went back past halfway to then bring it back forwards again. So definitely, you know, as you start moving back, you're going, oh God, the pressure's starting to build. But yeah, no, certainly they did a very good job of taking those 100% options really all of the time. Except for maybe that last one that was a little bit. And maybe that one that we just saw from Chris Stoddard there was a little bit.
Yeah.
maybe more like a 90, but.
Yeah, they got the job done.
They got the job done. All you got to do is just get it in the end zone.
Yeah. So
bringing it back, 10-12, you know, 2 points is not a big scoreline.
Now we're just seeing a rather distressed player on the ground here.
I think that might have been the gentleman that was involved in our collision before with the knees.
Ah, okay, that'd be,
doggy.
Josh.
Vizsla, Hungarian Vizsla.
Is it? I thought it was Josh Van Bergen. No.
He's up though.
Josh Vanderlei.
So all is well.
No, right here. A big pull. I'm saying this is going out.
That wind's pushing it.
Yeah.
Whee!
And out. Oh, was it out? Oh,
it was very close.
It was pretty close. I called it early. Oh, Whitlock takes it to the brick mark. It must have landed on the line. Okay, they were flirting with the win there, and it didn't work out for them. Okay. So they're squeezing. We've got match downfield, and they're squeezing the three handlers here to stop the initiation play. And they are keeping this squeeze play on the handlers here. Wildcats keeping three back. Whitlock now. Swinging it across to Josh Broughton. Back to Whitlock. Oh, Whitlock finds Hogg with a magical outside-in pass into the teeth of the breeze. Lots of wrist work on that. He gets it back. Whitlock once again. Oh, and that same pass to Hogg. We saw two in a row.
He's just
from
out
Whitlock.
there, isn't he?
Wow.
He's a big target, though. He walked past, and he's a tall man.
He is a favourite target of Nick Whitlock's, that's for sure. The big man comes down with it. Conversation here between, we've got Andrew Fitzpatrick Cockram and Lefty. We don't know about that, but there were two brilliant passes there from Whitlock to seal that goal, and there wasn't a lot that Ivan could do.
No, certainly when you get those little laser passes like this one here, it's hard to do anything about that as a defender.
Oh.
You know, he's just perfectly positioned. That throw was perfect. You can't do anything about it. Just a quick little sneaky one off. Then yeah, once again, sneaky little laser pass. He's saying, get out of there.
And another
Basically,
one.
yeah, the same throw in a row, these little lady flicks, but they go quickly and they're going straight to their target.
Yeah, and in both times, it was poor Liam Doherty who was on the ground at the back end of him. As we see little Miriam there, that's Rob Merck's daughter with Mother Beck. Here we go. This is Riley Van Turnhout pulling, and he's managed to pull it. He's defied gravity.
Where did that go? That went on the other
pulled
field, didn't it?
onto the adjoining field against the breeze.
Yeah, that was impressive.
You couldn't do that if he wouldn't be able to repeat that.
Yeah.
Now, where is this disc going?
They're coming right up to about the third. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That was not one Riley will want to play back. I remember.
No. And unfortunately, we got it on the live stream as well.
Yeah. He might have to turn in his puller's license. Lavis attacking the end zone. You get it across to Stoddard, who gets it to Richo. Richardson gets it to lefty, looking quite sharp here. And then, whoa, jeez. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow. IBM's going to be happy about that one. That was a pretty crucial point to get as well.
It
Bring it
was.
back within two.
That was crucial to keep them in the game, 13-11.
The bobble.
Riley got the Zoom of shame there. We just missed that. But and now I think we've just seen Stoddard call a timeout. So Chris Stoddard, captain this year. As we look at the replay
Yeah,
here.
now is this a defender hand on it, or is this a bobble?
Let's have a look.
See.
I think it was just a good old-fashioned bobble. He thought maybe I could get 2 stats on this.
Yeah, he got the assist on the goal.
Well, that was proficient and efficient there.
And efficient.
Yeah, from I-Beam. And they take a timeout. So, wow, 13-11. They're keeping in touch.
Yeah.
But now they'll have to come out on D. So do you think they should play their zone again, or do you think they should go to match or do something different?
I think zone is good, but they just need to have someone who's stopping those over-the-top scuba options. So maybe, putting a short deep in there or something that's purely looking for those could be an option for them. I'm no strategist. I'm just a girl.
Hey,
who played a little bit of Frisbee.
As we said, you are giving us insights that,
But certainly, I think now that the wind is starting to pick up, a zone is probably a pretty good option. But yeah, certainly they just need to do something about those little over-the-tops.
Yeah, okay, we'll see that. They could, because I agree with you. They were sort of punching too easily through the middle of the field, weren't they?
Which is the one thing that zone's trying to stop, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. They've forgotten the obvious.
Yeah.
They've shuttered the windows and left the front door open. Okay, now Tim Hayes here, reluctant to put his shirt on.
Yeah. We've got a magpie having a look as well in the bottom of the frame.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing on my field?
Yeah, and put your shirt back on. Chris Chili here. Cry havoc. That is a massive pull. Will it stay in? It's going to be close. Whitlock into the arms. Over to Josh Broughton. Oh, back to Whitlock again through the centre of the field. Here they go. They cannot stop them through the centre.
Yeah.
Finn McKenzie gets it over to Blair. Oh. Fitzpatrick, Crockram here. And they are making light work of this defence. I-Beam just cannot get a hold and stop an option. And that is a goal again.
So again, just stopping that through the middle of the field is what we needed them to do, and it just didn't happen. And I don't know if that's maybe because I don't think they committed to either the zone or the match. They kind of had something in the middle. So maybe, coming into the tail end of the game, they just need to, really commit to one or the other and work really, really hard.
Yeah. They're unable. I-Beam were unable to put any sort of mark on to stop the flow.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. I think it probably was a transition defense, but because the passes just shot through the middle there, they were just unable to recover.
Yeah.
And they couldn't stop the flood of Wildcat coming at them.
Yeah, and the thing with the zone is, you're stopping, once it breaks through that zone, it is so hard to catch up because all your players are in that kind of initial section there. 5 assists for Whitlock. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so if you just need to stop those initial kind of sections, but once it goes through, it is hard to do anything. Wow.
Yeah, we're seeing another out pull. And guess what? It's Riley again. puts his hands up
he's
to his head.
upset.
He cannot believe how badly he's pulling right now.
He's into the car park.
He's still got his card. All right. Okay, so we have a side stack with a man on the open side, which is Chris Stoddart. It's being marked here by Ethan Craddock. Lavis now gets him on the inside. Bomb goes up. There are 3 players in the vicinity. Whoa.
Taken down. 2-on-1. It's
Yeah.
tough odds.
Ryan Davies found himself on a Wildcat sandwich. He bumped one off and then he got the back end of the other. So nothing to do there. Okay, so Van Turnher out at here, gets the middling pass. They're in a vertical stack. He gets a nice back. Now he shoots deep, but that is way too strong for Craddock to reel in. So back to the drawing board for the Wildcat offense on transition. But this is now, they've got this on the side, like in coffin corner, really. You know, like this is a tough spot to start their offense.
Yeah, you know, crosswind, upwind, on the corner. I don't envy them.
Yes, I don't either.
It's a tricky spot to be in.
Alrighty, so Chris Stoddart from the corner gets it across to Lavis. Lavis breaks, gets it to Matt Keeley, who swings it straight back. No ground has been made in these passes. Another break to Richo,
Here we go.
and they're looking for, how did he do it? Ryan Davies, what a grab. His shoulder's still on his socket. He gets it across to Rob Merck.
Wowza! That was an exciting point.
Lost
the hat in the process.
I thought Richardson had absolutely cooked that throw. And we better show, here's the emerald and cinnamon for the fans.
Oh, there we are.
Here we go.
Yeah.
2 colours that should never be seen together, and yet are.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
that was a spicy point. You know, trying to get it off that corner, number one,
Yep.
in the end zone, having to go backwards to go forwards, windy conditions.
Yep.
That takes courage. It really does. And we're 12-14 now, you know. Wildcats are looking to finish this game, but I've been saying absolutely not.
Yeah. Here's Davies. Talk about courage.
Dude.
Yeah, you've just buggered your shoulder on a similar catch, and you step up and do it again. And he pops this one out for Rob Merck, who just gets in. They just...
Yeah, a little sneaky one by Merck.
Yeah, look at that. That's a great
That's
grab.
awesome. Lost the hat in the process.
He doesn't want to lose his hat because he don't want to show his bald spot off.
Oh, don't call him out like that on the live
Well, yes, I
stream.
can. I know, it's all right. I've known him for years. He can cop it. All righty. Chris Hill must score. Chile pulls. This is another monster. Is this coming in? I think it is. Whitlock under it. Lets it go.
That's got some pace.
And into the corner it goes. Coffin corner.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. The pressure is on. Look at this blade. Oh, well handled. Well handled there by Ollie Taylor. Oh, but he can't follow through, and that's a turnover.
Conservation of greatness. You can't do 2 good things in a row. We are literally on the edges of
Doherty
our
centers to Merck. Merck gets it across. They need high side. Get to the high side, boys. There's Chile going out to that pass. They can't. It's back to Merck. Static downfield. Merck looks that off. Gets it to Stoddard. Stoddard gets it to Mike McKee. Great cover. Heavy pressure here. Merck goes up the line, but there's nothing. There's a great grab. Really nice inboard pass from McKee. Now it's with Doherty. How close are they now? This is for Possa! Oh my goodness!
He is happy about that. How dominant, strong performance from I-Beam. They are saying, Wildcats, we are not letting you have this one. We are coming back.
Oh, This is just unbelievable.
Ah, it's just good Frisbee, isn't it?
Yeah, and where do they find these reserves of energy, you know?
Third game of the day, last game of the day. You're cramping.
Yep.
You're feeling awful. You're gassed. You have a small roster, and
Yeah.
wow.
and they've had we've seen 3 players go off with injury.
Although I feel like all 3 of them have come back on, but still.
How was that pass from Doherty?
Yeah.
How did he even see that? Look at this. Was a clutch pass from Mike McKee. Gets it across there to Stoddard. Stoddard getting up for it, but gets it to Doherty. Now this is the one. I thought it was for Chile, and so did he.
Yeah.
And then he goes, whoa.
Whoopsies.
Oh.
Wow, yeah. No, good work from IB. They're giving it absolutely everything, and they have to, because if Wildcats gets 1 point, it's game over.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right, we could.
Okay, well, they're still alive.
Not going to say anything, touch
Yeah.
wood, but
Yes,
universe?
yeah. Wow, hey. Let's 1 point at a time there, Em. It was a good pull, but someone has jumped the gun. I think they're disqualified from the race now. That's 2. Rightio. They've brought it in. Lovely there from Fitzpatrick Cockram. Swings across now to Josh Broughton. They're just sticking with the handlers. There's a little break for out to Hogg. Hogg, lovely pass down the line here to Jack Keddy.
Oh,
Back to Hogg with
this
an
is
inside,
dangerous.
and that's the game.
That was, yeah.
Well, Nick Whitlock, happy, definitely. They were tested there, weren't they, Em?
Yeah, look, and it's really tough, you know, when you're on 14, you are just about to get that game point, and the other team is creeping, and you're just going, I just need 1 more.
Yeah.
No, excellent job from both teams. Real shout out to IB for the amount of grit that they put into that game. Like we're saying, you know, every win counts in this pool play, and they really put absolutely everything into that.
Yeah. Really proud of the boys. But the Wildcats clearly have brought over a very good team
They are
across
very
the ditch.
strong. Yeah.
Look at this pass from Hogg. That was a key throw there. And then, just the inboard, and Hogg again getting it to Whitlock. Yeah, look, great game. Well done, boys. A great way to close out the day.
It's excellent, isn't it? I'm
Yeah.
like all hyped up now.
Yeah. We're going to have to go get ourselves some drinks.
Yeah.
We're going to have to help out Blair
Yeah.
and get him back on track.
Well, we're in wine country, you know.
Yeah.
There's plenty of spaces. There's some good wines around. McLaren Vale, Barossa, a little bit of a drive, but you can get excellent wines from around here.
Yeah. All right. Well, we may leave it there, and thank you all very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Get yourself Patreon status for ULTI.TV, so you can watch all the games that we're providing here. But for myself, John Greenfield,
And Emma Yeager.
we thank you and say goodbye.
Yeah, see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
In the name of giving more, we're offering access to more games via our YouTube membership plan.
More action.
More of the best teams, more of the action, more ways to watch.
ULTI.TV.
My timing was impeccable. I was waiting for that half to finish. I'm like, Brandon, I need you to jump on. I think I'm about to drive. I'm really good like that.